welcome to our very first online PE lesson. Today we are going to be starting our gymnastics lessons, which hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll be carrying on in person. But for now, you've got Miss Arson and I making ourselves look a little bit silly on camera so that you can have a go at your gymnastics at home this week. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a warm-up, and we're going to do our warm-up similar to how we do it in school when we were doing our netball learning. Okay, so the idea is that we're kind of warming up our bodies, getting our heart rates up a little bit so that we are ready to do some exercise.
Okay, we're going to start with jogging on the spot. So just a nice little jog, not going to be fast yet. I'm just going to take this off because that's going to be really annoying. So just a nice little jog on the spot. Okay, because we don't want to go in too fast, too quick, otherwise that's when we're going to get injured. Okay, so we're just going to start and just do a little bit of a knee raise on now. No faster. Nice little jog, but now you're trying to get your knees, and put your hands there so you can get them a little bit higher. And back to a normal jog. Okay, now we're going to raise up the speed a little bit now, so we just go a little bit quicker. Miss Higgins, you meant to do it on the spot. Okay, so we're just going to get the speed up a little bit now. And when I'm going to introduce a little bit of a speed run, okay? So when I clap my hands, I want you to, as fast as you can, are you ready to demonstrate this? I'm ready. I want you to do a speed run on the spot. Okay, are you ready? And back to jogging. Okay. Lovely model there for Miss Higgins. Are you ready? Yeah. Fast as you can, fast as you can, fast as you can. And jump. Oh, don't know about you guys, but my heart is racing already. You can see lockdown, we haven't done much running. And go. Fast as you can, get the arms and jump. Okay, so that's instruction number 1. Clap, fast running. Now I'm going to introduce another one now. Keep it jogging, keep it jogging. When I shout number 1, you are going to bob down and touch the floor. Are you ready, Miss Higgins?
I'm ready.
1. Miss Higgins going for the frog stance there. Okay, let's have a practice. Ooh, out of breath. 1. And carry on jogging. 1. And jogging. Woo. Trying to catch you out there. Woo. And still jogging. And 1.
Oh,
And 1. And 1. Oh, come on, Miss Higgins. Come on, Miss Higgins. And Miss Higgins.
great. I hope that you will have to now. Otherwise, we're not going to do it.
Deep breath. This is when we realise that we're videoing this way, guys, and it's probably not recording. Oh dear.
Definitely recording.
Right, just a nice deep breath in and out. In and out. Hopefully that's starting to bring your breathing back down. Okay, so we're going to do a few just little stretches just to get our muscles ready. So you're going to wave at me. Doesn't really matter which hands, but same one if you can. Across your body, hold your elbow, and you're going to just press it gently, and you should feel a nice stretch along this arm here. Oh, carry on with that deep breath. We want to try and keep our breathing. Bring it back down. Oh. Okay, and give it a shake. Other hand, same again. Cross your body, hold your elbow. Just a nice little stretch. Okay, then we're going to do our shoulders, so hands down the side. And we're going to go around, roll your shoulders back. My arms are aching really much today, a lot today. And we're going to stop and we're going to go forward, rolling forward. Okay, wonderful, we're just going to do a nice little stretch above our heads, up onto your tippy toes if you want to, get an extra stretch. And back down, and back up again. and down. Right, I'm going to do this one sideways, and Siggy's going to do it forwards, and so you can see it. So we're just going to put our feet together, and you're just going to put one foot slightly in front of the other, and a little bit wider, and you're just going to lean forward. Don't need to put any weight, it's just there for your balance, and you just feel a nice little stretch down here. So the idea is you want to keep, move back a bit, keep your feet flat on the floor, not lifting up, not bending, leaning forward, feel a nice little stretch around this way. And back up, and now swap legs. Same again. Trying to keep that heel on the floor. To get a nice stretch. Woo. One more stretch and then we'll get in today. So standing back forward, legs apart. We're just going to do a nice little hippie stretch. So we're just going to lean to one side. Feel a nice little stretch down here, Miss Higgins. Is that right?
I can feel it.
On the inside. Oh, my hips are very tight today, like groin area, so I've got to warm up. And then the last one, then you're just going to do a nice little, let your body just flop. Don't force it, but just try and put your hands on the floor. If you can't quite put your hands on the floor, if you come up, relax, and then go back down, you should feel that you might get a little bit more of a stretch. Keep those legs nice and straight, keep those feet on the floor, and a little bounce sometimes helps.
I can't reach.
A little bounce sometimes helps you to reach the floor. Just hold it there. And up you come.
Fabulous. So we are nice and warmed up now. Me and Miss Arson have had to take our PDs off because we are so warm, but that tells us that we're ready to begin our PE today. So what we're going to do is we're going to rewind all the way back, and we're going to go back to the start of our gymnastics learning and have a look at some shapes, because these shapes are used all throughout gymnastics. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a go at school, and then you're going to have a go at home at the different shapes to see if you can replicate them at home. So, for Lee, I believe Miss Arson is going to tell my first shape, so I'm going to see if you can follow her instructions.
Okay, so the first one then, our first shape is going to be a straddle. My turn, straddle, your turn.
Straddle.
Fantastic. So for this then, you are going to be sitting on your bottoms on the floor. Well done, Miss Higgins. Okay, your legs are going to stay straight.
Okay.
And you are going to then have them wide. So spread your legs as wide, and your arms are going to be out to the side or straight up. Okay, you need to keep your back nice and straight.
Okay, but I'm really having to work quite hard now to keep my back straight.
So that might be quite tricky because this might be quite not as strong, and it's quite difficult to not slouch because we all slouch. And so you can either have your arms wide or your arms straight up in the air. But the most important thing is that you've got your legs wide and your bottom is on the floor and your legs are straight. So have a little go at that at home. This is called the straddle. Well done, Miss Higgins. Okay, the next one then.
We're going to swap. Are you going to have a go? She's desperate to have a go. Wonderful. So our next one is called a pike. So again, you need to be sat on the floor. You need to have your legs straight and your toes pointed. So you're really going to have to stretch all the way from your body.
Do I need to move back a little bit?
Yeah, I think we can see. You might want to do the space to the side. And you're going to have your legs together, so making sure you're squeezing those legs together. And you're going to have your arms straight up in the sky. Wonderful. So you are really stretching your arms out up to the sky, and you are stretching your toes, pointing in that direction as well. Okay, feel that stretch? Okay, so you should be able to feel this stretch at home as well. Okay, you can see Miss Arson has a nice straight back, she's perfect right angle. Okay, we can do a nice learning.
I've never been described that.
Wonderful, so we can see she's got her back nice and straight and her legs straight out in front of her. So it's your turn now then to have a go at this one, which is called our
pike.
Wonderful. Back. Oh, are you ready for the next one?
Oh, that aches my legs, that one does. I don't usually sit in that position. Okay, so the next one. Oh, I like this one. I wish I'd done this one. So this is called a tuck. A tuck. So again, seated position on your bottom, but instead of you having your legs nice and straight, you're going to tuck them into your chest. Your legs, your knees, and your feet should all be together. So no spreading them out. And your arms need to be straight out in front.
I think it's going to be quite hard to balance actually. So I am actually having to really focus on making my back nice and straight so I don't tip backwards. Okay, so I'm keeping my back nice and straight and I'm squeezing my knees and my feet together as well.
So it's got a lot of core strength there, isn't it?
I'm not sure how much core strength I have.
Stop you from wiggling. I'm going to have to go. I want to see how hard this is.
Why don't you do it from the side? From the side.
I'll do it from the side. Move. It's a manoeuvring. Oh, this is tricky.
Quite hard to balance, isn't it?
Yeah, because I think the closer you bring your feet to tuck in, the harder that is to actually keep straight and keep your back straight. So if you're finding this a bit tricky to balance, just bring your feet out a little bit, and then hopefully as your balance gets a little bit better, you can begin to walk your feet in. I'm sure you are much more flexible at home than me and the siblings are. We've got a few years on you guys. I'm going to try and bring it in a little bit more, keeping that back straight.
It's really hard work. You should be as sweaty as us right
now. Okay, so that one is the tuck. Let's just do a quick rewind, Miss Higgins. Rewind.
Do you want me to model them?
So, straddle. Miss Higgins and the children at home, can you show me a straddle? So remember, hands up in the air or hands outside. Legs nice and straight, wide apart. Can you now turn into a pike, Miss Higgins?
Oh,
do you remember the pike? Straight legs, pointed toes, back nice and straight. And that one is your pike. Next one, tuck. There we go. So squeezing, keeping that back nice and straight. And there's your tuck. Well done, Miss Higgins. Well done. Right. This one, we can both do this one. So this one is called the stretch. And we did this as part of our warm-up. So you keep your standing position, straight body posture, straight legs, and feet together. So feet together, straight, shoulders back, and stretch. Nice and easy.
Ooh. I'm feeling that stretch on the back of my arms, my legs.
Okay. So that is your fourth position. And last one then is a standing star. Now I'm sure we've all done star jumps before. You have your legs nice and wide. You have your arms in a star position. So we've got our stretch, and then we've got our star. Straight and star.
Now we can see we're linking together those movements now, aren't we? Which is going to link to what we're going to be doing in a moment. Okay. Wonderful. So now that we have learned our 5 shapes in gymnastics, we have our straddle, our pike, our tuck, our stretch, and our star. Thank you, Miss Sargent.
Standing star.
Standing star. We're now going to have a go at producing a little bit of a sequence. So you're going to choose 3 of these shapes, and you're going to have a go at performing a bit of a sequence. Okay, really thinking about your technique with each shape, and also your transition to your next shape. So I'm going to do a little bit of a simpler one, and then I think Miss Sargent wants to aim higher with hers, so she might do a little bit of a fancier one. Okay, but we're going to give it a go. So I'm going to start then in my nice and simple, straight, what's this one called? A stretch.
Oh, you need your feet together, Miss.
Thanks for checking my technique there, and I've got my arms.
Making sure your back is straight.
My back is nice and straight. Then I'm going to transition, nice and simple, into my standing star. So I'm going to open my feet, okay, and I'm also going to open my arms. So now, making that star shape. Okay, so you can see I've moved smoothly from one shape to the next. Finally then, I want to go into my straddle, so I'm going to very carefully lower myself down onto the floor, trying to be as graceful as I possibly can, and get into my straddle position. Okay, so you can see I have done my 3 shapes and I've made them into a sequence. Wonderful.
Okay, so Miss Higgins has just done a simple 3 movements, transitioning from one to the next. But the way that you can make your sequence a little bit fancier is really thinking about those transitions. So we're still keeping those same positions, those shapes, but the way that you move from one to another could be a way to make yours a little bit trickier. So Okay, so I'm going to start out with my straddle position. I'm going to have my hands out. I'm going to roll into a pike. So I'm going to do like a half a teddy bear. So hands on my knee, and I'm going to do a little bit of a roll. And into there. Point to the toes, feet together, knees together, hands straight up in the air. Okay, now I'm going to go for 4 moves in this one. So the next one I'm going to do is simply a nice simple one into the tuck position. And now I'm going to try and do a roll into my final position. Okay, are you ready? I've not done a roll in a very long time. And up into my final position. And you can see how I then developed from Miss Higgins' simple just moving into putting a travel to get from one to the other. Now you don't have to do it in one space. If you want to incorporate little hops or jumps or steps, you can do whatever you want. We can't wait to see all the amazing sequences that you put together, and we will see you all again soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye.